Okay, folks, here we are. Nice thumbnail. You know, I've only seen that movie one time. Way back when. I didn't see it in the movie theater because, I wasn't. I was 16 at the time when that movie came out, so I couldn't see it. So I saw it a couple years out on video. And I remember at the time when I saw it, that was the most graphic thing I'd ever seen. Now, I probably would look at it now and be like, whatever. That violence is like, a quarter of what Deadpool is, right? But at the time, it seemed to be way over the top. All right, we need to clear the table, and I mean, we need to really clear the table. Which, by the way, this is the stuff that we're working on. We're going to work on next, I think, is this Jaguar, the redneck truck with a big cannon, the boom boom bus, and Falco Rosso, which is a Ferrari. Which somebody was trying to sell one of these things for like $8. I'm like, just go to Dollar Tree or Dollar General. They had them for $1. If you're paying more than $1 for Hot Wheels, and you're not a collector, yeah, you're doing it wrong. There's lots of stuff to be had for $1. Anyhow, I can pay more than $1. It's just not a motivation for me to buy them because I'm like sitting on like. I probably need to do a count. I'm probably sitting on 70. Let's just say I have a lot more than 70 now. All right, so what did we do today? We went to the, they call it Modelpalooza. It's at the same location that the Wargaming Convention's at in Kissimmee. And everybody's like, oh, it's the biggest thing, it's the biggest thing, it's the biggest thing. It wasn't that big. Okay, it wasn't that big. I got a picture here. Let's see if I can show you. Let's take this off. Okay. That's basically the hall where everybody was selling stuff. Now, I really didn't care. I didn't go there to exhibit things. I didn't go there to look at other people's painted stuff. Actually, I did at the end, and there was like no 1/72 scale stuff. I went there specifically because I did not want to wait 53 weeks till they held it again. And I really didn't even want to buy anything. I really wanted to look for Japanese decals. Okay, I got a Japanese team. And we're going to get to that first because I'm smarter than I think I am. Whatever that means. I got something cool that is right down your alley, Hoffman. So I specifically wanted some little Rising Suns or whatever, so I don't spend, forever painting one on one vehicle. Right? I don't mind using decals. I can hand paint them, but, And then I realized, I could probably just use anybody's roundel and just fill the whole thing in red. And then we have a circle thing, as a guide. Actually, probably can just get a punch or something like that and just put a circle and then just hand paint it. Anyhow, I didn't find any decals at all, any Japanese decals. And a lot of the decals they had were really old. You want to buy them and shatter them, and the prices on them, things weren't very good. $4.95 for a model. I'm sitting on like 30 of them that I just got recently. I'm like, I don't need more models. I don't want more models. If somebody gave me 20, I don't know that I'd want them because I'm not going to work on them right now. Okay, my brilliant thing. So, I have this vehicle that I picked up for my Japanese team. Okay? It is a Z. Okay? And I had every intention of repainting it. Because it's like pink and it's got like blue tires on it and a blue windshield. And I realized, I don't know, is this better? It's probably, maybe not better. It's probably not better. Okay? I built Hellwench, and I'm like, okay, well, that's a girl driver. And I'm like, why don't I make a girl team? Make a team of all, females. Represent. This is a perfect example. And since I'm giving all my Japanese names, things from aircraft or destroyers or something like that, I looked at this, and the very first thing I thought of is, what's my name destroyer name? What's this sound like? Fubuki. And I'm like, what the hell, Fubuki? Is it a female name? Not only is Fubuki a female name, it means a snowstorm of flowers. And look what's on here. Flowers, cherry blossoms. So I'm going to leave this thing as is. I don't think I'm going to keep the blue windshield. It's a bit too much contrast, and we're going to take the blue off of here. But I'm going to leave the body like that. Now, I don't know what the heck this logo thing is on top. Hold on, let me get this in the frame here. I don't know if that's supposed to be a T or it's a Japanese character or something like that. But if it's not appropriate, yeah, I was going to call this flowering fubuki. And then I'm like, fuck, fubuki means? I'm like, that's it. That's it. It's done. And that's how I operate. I operate at, I look at something and that's the name that I give it, right? And as we go through this, I'll share with you my thoughts on what we're going to name things, okay? I may not be able to name anything, but there's certain things that I saw, and I'm like, I'm picking that up because I already have a name for it, and we'll build it according to whatever. I've actually already built this thing, okay? I've already designed how this is. So this one is going to be happening relatively soon, okay? I've already designed what this vehicle is going to have on it. So this will look, I think it looks pretty lame now. Doesn't match unless I'm not getting the reference. Well, I can just, I can buff it off. I think I'll do that. And that way we just have the cherry blossom thing going on. I'll buff it off. Yeah, this thing's going to look sweet. Because you'll be like, pink's not going to work. Yeah, it will. It sure as hell will. But what won't work is pink with a bright blue windshield. And it's just got too many things going on. So most of these vehicles don't need to have windshields anyways. They need to be, they need to have that net in there for crash test dummies, so they don't go flying. So anyhow, so I wanted to share that with you. I already built that. That happened yesterday. Okay. Right. So I've got business cards from some people in case you guys are interested in doing business with any of these folks. And so I go to Orlando. I went the farthest. Actually, on my way to Orlando, and I got there early. And so I ended up stopping off at Target. And at Target, there's another adult looking through the cars. And we start chatting, and I start showing the pictures of what we do. And I gave him this guy, what was his name? John? I'm terrible about names. Unless they're really, really hot. And I'm not into dudes. So, not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just not into dudes. And, anyways, we shared information. I showed him my website and all that stuff, the YouTube channel. Hopefully he'll join us. But he's a collector. So I actually ran into a lot of people today with that kind of stuff. Some a lot of friendly folks, all because of Diecast stuff. Okay? So at Target, and I got these because I happened to be there. We have this Amaru GTC. I believe this is a make-believe vehicle. But this is going to be a Japanese buggy. Pretty cool colors. Should work fine as is. When in Rome, get it. And then this thing has, other than the windshield color, and this is a Volvo of all things. This thing is perfect for Gaslands. It's got, the graphics, the number. It's got an engine that needs to be dechromed. All kinds of... This thing will look great. Look great. Okay, so that's what we got at Target. All right. Then we went to the show. They didn't have any decals. They didn't have any models. They had some planes for like $495. Like, I don't want any planes. They didn't have any planes already built where I could use like a wing as a ramp. I really wanted like a Chinese fighter, like Crash or the Chinese, whatever their symbol is, and people can use it as a ramp, But didn't have that there. So the only thing I found was there was a guy selling Hot Wheels for $1. Now the good thing about going to these places and buying Hot Wheels, what is that little canister in front of the number 43 car? It is, I don't know. What do you want it to be? A jug full of whiskey? I don't know. So the good thing about buying Hot Wheels secondhand is, and when I say Hot Wheels, I mean Matchbox. When I say Matchbox, I mean Hot Wheels and Matchbox. I used it interchangeably. I say one and mean the other, and they're all. I don't have a preference. I use them both. But the problem is, if you go in a store, if you go in at Target, Walmart, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, any of those places, you're only going to get models of 2025. You're only going to get 2025 models, okay, of the vehicles. And you can go online and see what's there, because it's old inventory stock, And they're hard to find some models because they're harder, to get. Whatever. I don't give a shit about that. There's plenty of cool stuff that's normal to get. But if I want something that's a normal car from 2024, 23, 22, 21, 20, 2019, anywhere in the 2000s or even older than that, you get too old and it starts to get really expensive. You got to go somewhere that somebody is getting rid of them. Okay? You're not going to find them in a store. You got to go to a flea market or something. So I go to Target. I meet this John guy. I believe that's what his name is. Might have been Jack. Could have been something different. I forgot what it is. I'm terrible about it. And he said, "Don't forget." I said, "Yeah, I'm coming down here to do this, to go to this model show." I said, "Well, when you're on your way back, there's a flea market in Mount Dora called Redinger's, and it's huge. You should go there and check it out." So I'm already like, "All right, we're going to go there next." So we go to this show. I spent about an hour and a half there. I walk it like 3 times, and I only found this stuff from a vendor. Now, these, I'm going to list what years they are because that's kind of important. Because these are 2025s, and this is like the only way you're going to find older things. I mean, you can get them on eBay, but who wants to pay that kind of shipping? All right, these are all $1 a piece. Okay, that's what he was selling them for. This is a pickup truck. It's got Fandango written on it. I don't know, maybe that's going to be one of the lowriders or whatever. Although Fandango really isn't a Mexican thing. This is a 2001 Fandango. Okay, $1. All right, this one is super cool. Another food truck. This is from Kmart, 89 cents. So you know this thing is old. And it is a Rasta van. So, great. We got some different potheads. Rastafarians. But, not available in stores. I didn't even say what year this is. 693. I don't know. It was when Kmart was around, so. It's an ice cream truck with, goat flavored ice cream. Jerk. The Jerkmobile. Okay. We have, this thing is just absurd, but I'm like, maybe we can do something. It's called Fast Fortress. And it looks like this is probably the most ridiculous thing I got. Yeah, the Rastavan's cool. The Rastavan's going to look great, I just need to get some Rasta figure. Yeah, man! Somebody else that throws gas grenades. Fast Fortress. Kind of a weird thing. It's already got a gun on the back. Don't have to model that. Gotta paint this olive drab. Paint this like a flying fortress. Maybe. It's like, what do I do? Throw $1 away? Whatever. This thing is a semi-fast. There's a vehicle that has a BFG, and it has one shot. And I'm thinking this might just be something that can use a BFG on the back somehow. Like a big old mortar. Like one of those big things like a guy crawls in to get shot out of, except it's not a guy. It's going to be, like actually, a big nasty. So this might actually be a good vehicle for that. Because I'd like to use all the weapons. I'd like to have, that's how you learn how to use them. Like, you got one vehicle that has at least some of them. I haven't gotten into the lasers yet, but... Alright. This is a Japanese Toyota RSC. I think this is a vehicle that's only available in Japan. I dig that Fast Fortress. It's weird, but you can do some really cool stuff with it. I saw it in the Gas Lines rulebook, Carl, with World War I Mark I treads. Maybe you can put some treads on a plane. That's actually a good idea. That's a good idea. You guys have some good ideas, man. Yeah, we could put tracks back here. Get rid of these 2 wheels back here. Just leave front wheels up here and tracks on the back. That's a good idea, my friend. Sold. I don't know what vehicle this is, but the Japanese don't have anything like a truck, so. How long you'll evade sleep? Man, do 2 lines of Coke, man. I got some good stuff. Not available in stores. Okay? What else do we have here? I got eight things from this guy. This is all I spent at the show. It cost me $10 to enter. Drive all the way down there, 2.5 hours to get this stuff. But I can't get these. This is a Chrysler Pronto, which is probably, what do they call these in the States? A PT Cruiser? It's a pretty color. What vehicle is this? It's a Toyota Celica with some crazy ass yellow headlight. I don't know, yellow windshields. But it's got some graphics. It's purple. Maybe that'd be one of the girly cars. Okay. And last but not least, this absurdity. I actually like some of these exaggerated things. What's this one called? 2004 hard-nosed Chevy. It's got a chief. Got an eagle on the front of it. Okay? That's what we got at the convention. So I'm pretty bummed out. I'm like, I went all the way down there and that's all I got? And I mean, I really didn't need anything. You know, I got stuff that I'm working on, but, you know, these cars, first of all, are really cheap. You know, $1 a piece. I mean, you know, this is like half of a meal, you know. All right, this is from Target. That is from the show. So then I go to the flea market, all right? I'm walking around, and the flea market is huge, huge. Hey, Briston, the flea market is massive, and several people are selling Hot Wheels stuff, including 2 vendors that I swear had everything. And I mean everything. But they're talking like $5, $8, $12, $7. I'm like, you know, I'm scanning to see if there's something that I want. And I'm like, not for $7, you know? Not for $7. Oh, hang on, Briston. We got a lot more stuff to show you. So I get there and the guy has the huge display. I'll be back in an hour. I'm like, dude, I just got here and like the guy's like gone or whatever. So I went around. This one guy has a hell of a store. I told him I got some business cards. I don't know if they do any business online, but this guy here, this older guy, Don Holtzapple, he had a store, and it was a nice store, and I swear he had 2 or 3 of everything they made. Now, he had things up to $2, and I think $2 is reasonable. Look, the thing cost $1. He held on to it. There's a finder's fee of $1. I think charging $2 for Hot Wheels is plenty fine. I wouldn't even have a problem buying that, because it's like those are older models that aren't available anymore. You can't go to a store and get something that's even a 2023. You know, you're not going to find it. You know, so this guy, yeah, Renninger's Flea Market. Yeah, he had a really nice display, and I'm talking to him. I'm showing the stuff that I do, and he's like, "Oh, that's really cool." I said, "Well, how long are you going to be here? Because I need to check everybody else out." And he's like, "Well, I want to be here till 12:30." I'm like, "It's 12:35." I'm like, "Oh shit, I got to pack up." So I made the guy pack up. You know, I did look through his store slowly, and he had things that I would have picked up. You know, maybe 4 cars or something like that for a couple bucks. Because I don't want to buy the $8 cars because I'm happy with the $2 cars. You know, I don't. It's not like I'm dying for something that's really expensive. Now, I did buy something that was not $1. Okay, I got 2 things that weren't $1, but they're definitely the exception to the rule. Okay, so I'm at the flea market, right? And which one of these is the flea market bag? Be careful. Okay, this is the flea market bag. So this guy had this Ford Focus for $1. That's pretty cool. And like I said, they're more than $1 now. You know, and it's got some nice graphics. It's got a stripe there. We're going to keep all that stuff on there, and it's going to look fabulous. Although I have a plethora of green cars, but you know what? Green looks good. Okay, so we got that from him. The one guy that was gone to lunch came back, and he actually had a car that I wanted to pick up, but it actually had a notch in it. It had a notch like here, like it was damaged, like it was in the packaging, but it was like damaged. And I'm like, I'm not one that's like, hey, will you take less money? I either want it or I don't. That's the way I operate. Okay? The Ford Focus. So I came back and I only found one thing he had, and this is a vehicle that I'm specifically looking for. I actually saw this vehicle online. I paid $3 for this, which is a lot cheaper than getting it online. And this bling mobile is the one that I'm going to call Tree Fitty. Are you thinking of making fictional sponsors for some of the cars? Ben, I don't think I'm going to do sponsors at all. Because the problem with the sponsors is the sponsors give you like these skills that all of those teams have. So you have these teams that are all the same-ish. And I would rather have each car is different. I don't know if that makes sense. So I am making teams, but they're not going to have team skills, if that makes sense. So this is my brothers from another mother. What do I call it? Urban Cowboys, Bling Brothers Consortium. I think that's what we're going to call them, the BBC. Anyways, this is going to be the one that we're going to call Tree Fitty because it's going to have 3 heavy machine guns on it. One in the roof, that's turreted. I think it's going to be turreted. One on the back and one in the front. And it's going to have 3 50s. Hence, Tree Fitty. Okay? And we're not going to have a gold interior. Even if you had gold seats, even if you were Uday Hussein, you would be sliding all over them, right? You don't want golden seats. That's not good. So, this is a vehicle I was specifically looking for to make Tree Fitty. All right? All right, then this guy had a box that was 4 for $1. I'm like, and I still don't want to make wrecks out of them, okay? I still want to use this method. I still want to use the bend method, and we're going to paint one of these soon. Next time I do the primer black, we're gonna prime this and see if we can make this happen. Do I have trucks? Not rigs. I don't have any rigs yet. But I did get a monster truck. Just saying. The problem with the monster trucks is they come in ridiculous sizes. They have ones that are like as big as a block, and different ones. I think I got one that's a reasonable size. And the reason I picked it up is the graphics that are on it, and how I already named it. Oh, and by the way, these people were also at the convention. They do a 1/72nd scale stuff, and they have destroyed buildings and things like that. I didn't pick up any of their stuff because I didn't want to buy something, I didn't want to buy something and it not work. Yeah, I think this will work. It doesn't have to, I'm going to spray this black. If it's pretty solid. What I got to lose, You're going to get credit for it. So, I can't come up with all the good ideas. I got some smart people that come on here. Okay, so these were all 25 cents each, and I'm not going to wreck them. I'm not going to wreck them because I honestly, I feel sad wrecking them, I've got one of them that's absurd, beyond absurd. I got it anyways. So let me show you what we got. And the reason I got these is you can't go to a store and get them. They're yesterday's models. Look at this dune buggy. It already has 2 machine guns on it, one on either side, firing forward. So, of course, I looked at my app. I'm like, all right, can you have 2 machine guns firing forward? Is there enough build slots for this on a buggy? Yes. So that's what it's going to have. I don't know what this thing's going to be, I had a name for it on the tip of my swamp something. I forget what it's not important. That one's not important. Okay. This, I don't know, what is this? A Mazda 3? Mazda 2. It's bright, they spray it all, but there's nice detail there on the hood and stuff that will come out nicely. All right, well, we do a lot of cars now. I used to do ancient stuff, World War II stuff. World War II's taking a break. We're doing cars because this game's hilarious. All right, we picked up this truck, which, I personally I would not drive something with a visible engine like that. I'm not really into domestic vehicles, but they make really good road warrior things. Okay? This might actually get repainted. The Hot Wheels thing's a little too big, but I think this has potential. All right, we've got a. I don't even know why I got this. Oh my goodness, is that a 4-leaf clover? Did the mix just arrive? Oh, we're gonna have a drinking problem in this game. Okay, McJeep. Well, the leprechaun. The loaded leprechaun. Oh, all right. And then we got this bling mobile. Because I really want to bling out the... I want to bring out the... I want to bling out... I want to bring out the bling. The Bling Brothers Circus. Hold on. He put all these in bags. I'm like, that's a terrible idea. And then I'm like, no, it's not. Because when you're moving them around... They don't bang into each other. Oh, he sealed them too. Jesus. Well, I'll just show you here. This has mega rims. Okay? But it's got a boombox in the back. So, yeah. Definitely a good one for them. This one, another funny car looking thing. Looks like this is supposed to be like a Woody. What it looks like, the body of it is. Exaggerated Woody. And then this thing's ridiculous. I'm going to open this thing up because you guys need to see this. I'm like, what is this? What is this? What is this? It's a fucking hot tub. It's a hot tub. So, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But I'm like, you know, sounds like we need some chicks in there. Chick in a hot tub. Unless you'd rather see dudes in a hot tub. I mean, I guess you could, you know. All right, so that's... one more. I would have picked up 10 more of these if they had them. They only had one. So this is apparently something that comes with a monster trucks. I'm gonna rip this thing open. Remember, I got points for 25 cents. And this is a wreck. Now, I know how to make a mold out of my Japanese thing. I may decide to make a mold out of this and make other, but this thing is stellar. A little explorer getting cooked in it, the cannibal car. This thing's amazing. I would have picked up lots more. This is the only one he had. And trust me, I did a lot of digging today. A lot. And it's fun. I wasn't in a hurry. This is what we picked up at the flea market. So I'm still like, man, I spent a lot of money on gas to go do this stuff. But, you know, I got some stuff. I'm happy with the things that I have. We got the Trifiddy. That's good. We got some more. We got another Bling Mobile. So then I go to this place in Ocala on the way back that I was going to hit anyways. It's called Vintage Toy King. And I didn't have any big... Oh, look, they have a Facebook presence. I did not have a big expectation of what they had because, you know, vintage toys, I don't want to buy $8 stuff. He had a lot of $1 stuff. And I got a lot. I got a lot. And it's stuff that's not available. So I don't know what the head count is now. We're probably close to 30. Yeah, it's going to escalate. So I'm literally on the floor going through every single thing he has. Let me show you what I got. And if I have names for these things already, then I'll tell you. So I got a British team. I don't know what I'm going to do. This has got one of them whistleblower dudes, but it's got, you know, the Pax Britannia thing going on here. I'm like, all right, all of these are $1 except one. So $1 each. Like, you can't go wrong with this, right? It's not available anymore. It is a 2003. Like, I can't get that, you know? All right. Another German car, the Mercedes-Benz 300 SL. So this is going to be something like the Red Baron or something like that. I think calling it the Red Baron is a bit boring. I could do better than that. I'm more creative, but something like that. The thing is red, so we're gonna keep it red. Pretty cool vehicle. $1. I'll buy that for $1. I did. All right. Here's a vehicle you don't see very often anymore. I believe these are called Type 3s. Maybe not Type, maybe this is a Type 4. It's a custom Volkswagen Squareback. And it's got some interesting graphics on it. Of course, this thing boasts like, I don't know, 60 horsepower, maybe even less than that, the real car. But, again, this is, what year is this thing? 2015? You know, you can't go to the store, you know. Heard a funny one day in relation to an OnlyFans girl. Someone said she'd been rogered more times than a policeman's radio. All right. Next one. A Fiat 500 in a nice blue. So here's one of the Italian ones. Aquamarino or something like that. You know, I'm not going to call it that, but. If I have any flamethrower Italian vehicles, they're all going to be named after Italian volcanoes. So you have Vesuvio, you know, that kind of stuff. Japanese truck, Subaru Brat. Now, the wheels aren't going to be that color, okay? This is actually a really cool front. This thing will paint up really well, but you can't have any white tires. You're not driving your little sister's bike, right? Subaru Brat, $1. Okay. Morris Mini. Now I'm going to warn you. There are a lot. All right, Briston. Thanks for coming by. There are a lot of Mini Coopers coming. I mean, I can almost do a Mini Cooper race. So I already have two. I have a Mini and the Mini van. Now we got this one. Now we're up to 3. Okay. And never mind, we're up to 4. Now this is in British Racing Green, by the way, with a checker mark top on it. And the wheels are, I don't know if they're silver or gold. This thing is, it's been around a while. This is a 2002 and it was in the sunlight somewhere. Okay. Another Mini Cooper. Lamborghini Miura, 1971. Look at this beautiful thing. An Italian car that's blue? Do you mean they're not all red? No, this one's blue. This is all from Vintage Toy King. He's literally like 45 minutes away. Used to be 30 minutes away, but I moved farther. Another Italian car, and this one is in red. Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo Coupe. All right, this vehicle is one of these that's going to be one of what I call free agents. It's called Fast Fish, but it's asking for the Gaslands treatment. Really cool looking vehicle. Okay, here's one for the Brothers Bling. 82 Cadillac Seville. I don't know what it is yet, but this is going to be something like, you know, Mr. Big or something like that. You know, some drug lord or whatever. Looks pretty cool. Got the paneling and everything. Nice. You can't go to a store and get that. I mean, you know, I mean, what year is this? 2021. You can't get it, you know? Am I considering finding some bikes? Maybe, eventually. You know? Okay, here's another vehicle that I have a fair amount of. Honda Civic Custom. Honda Civic Custom. Nice striping on there. Nice front, not that it really matters because we're going to repaint it. But it has a... Here's another one of those same Honda 70. This one's just in a little buff color. You know, what year is this? 2020. Yeah, you're not going to be able to find it. You know, you got to go some, and you know, I don't want to pay $3 for it. I mean, $1, that's cheaper than it is at the store. It's a cool little vehicle. It is definitely a cool little vehicle. All right. This thing. Lay-in lowrider. Look at the flames on this thing. It's got green flames. It's gonna be like the Green Dragon or something like that. Is it an Impala? Looks like an Impala. It's like a 71 Impala, something like that. Don't know if it's going to be for the Mexicanos. It might be. All right. This is a vehicle you do not see much of in diecast cars, so I had to pick it up. It is a Chevy. It's a '76 Chevy Chevette. You know, and it's got nice lights, but they're even not. You know, we're gonna have headlights on there. South side of San Antonio, you see a lot of those. I listened to that narco corrido. That's horrible stuff. That's horrible sounding things. Okay, here's another one for the Brothers Bling. It's called Bully Goat, and this almost looks like a Chrysler 300, but it's two-door, and it's got some graffiti or something like that. Oh, it actually says Bully Goat on it. It says Bully Goat, but then it doesn't have a B or a G. It doesn't have. If that's an N, it doesn't have any of those on there. Anyhow, this Hot Wheels, just something they call an outsider. You know, I don't need more. I'm freaking good for a while. Had to get this. This is just classic. Plymouth GTX. Classic looking. The front of this vehicle is going to look spectacular. This is like a vehicle that you don't want to put a Ram on it, because that beautiful front's gone. And I'm not a muscle car fan, okay? I'm not an American domestic muscle car fan. But this is a beautiful looking vehicle. It's sleek, it's classic. You know, I wouldn't want to ruin that front. I don't know what the hell this is supposed to be. Torque Twister. Another one that's got them chrome interiors. Yeah, I just figured that they could do something better than their own version of rap. Like, I don't like rap anything, you know. There's actually a lot of bassish tunes that I can use on my KineMaster editor. That I will do that when I have like probably 4 of like a group of cars. I'm probably gonna do, you know, put it on the spin thing. And then we'll have some of that in the background. That's the reason I was asking about the music. Like, what do they listen to see if, you know, I can find something that works. I don't like anything. If anything's remotely rap, I'm like, I'm out. But it's not for me. You know, it's for what goes with the cars. Okay, what is this? Okay, this is also a Brothers Bling thing. And it's got some graffiti and stuff on it. Looks like a Durango. Something like that. An older Durango. Alright, what else we got here? We've got Diamacchini Veloce. I believe this is a make-believe vehicle. But it looks believable. And it's going to be for the Italians. And it looks really good from the top. A Cholo car. Vamos, mija. All right, another. You're gonna like this one. I really like this one. This Honda Civic Custom. Another one. Look at the stripes on this thing. Got nice lights on the front. Nice wheels. Cute little guy. Okay, here's another Cholo-mobile. Another Impala. This one's got the Hulk on it, or something that looks like the Hulk with a gold tooth. The 34 car is a good-looking car. 34 car. Oh, the Italian one. It is a good-looking car. Well, you got to get rid of this gold or whatever bullshit that is. I mean, if you're going to make it gold, then the whole wheel needs to be gold, not just this little rim. And as soon as you curb it, it'll be gone. Yeah, this is a good-looking car. Sleek. Yeah, so this is like El Hulko. Yo, 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 no tanks. This is Gas Wars. Yep, Gaslands. What's up, Justin? Yeah, honestly, I think this appeals to more people. I mean, everybody can relate to this stuff, you know? It's a lot more humorous, and the rules are already done, so. All right, this is Matt and Debbie Hayes, 88 Pro Street Thunderbird. Man, there's a mouthful. It'll probably be some chick's car. Well, the chick car is pink. Well, one will be a dude that's pink. Actually, I have one. Dieter, whatever his name is, Klaus, or whatever his name is. Dieter that likes to Peter. Yeah, Dieter was what his name is. He's got a pink Porsche. Pretty cool. I like that we can keep the graphics, you know, and then I don't have to like go through all the trouble. I mean, you know, we're not going to have like a chrome wing. Like the wing wouldn't be chrome. It'd be, you know, it's either going to be this gray or it's going to be the same color as the body. Probably the gray or, you know, metallic. Get a semi? We'll work on it. We'll work on it. All right, we're getting to the end. Or are we? What the hell's in here? Oh, that's stuff from before. Yeah. Okay, this is all from Vintage Toy King. Okay? Look at this. Too bad this is not an Asian vehicle. It is a Corvette. But look at the top of this thing. Can I get it to focus? It's basically a golden dragon. Pretty cool. All right. I have more things that are basically from the grab bag. They were already opened. But I saw this, and I'm like, I have to get this. Because this was $5, and it comes with 2 cars. And I'm going to show you the top one. This is not the reason I got it for. It is some kind of dragster. It's some Halloween highway. Boring. You can come up with something better than that, right? But this is just like a bare bones dragster. Is there even a place to pilot this thing? Yeah, inside here. Okay. But that's not why I got it. I got it for the other vehicle that's here. Behind door number 2, we have something that's called, it says Nosferatu on the side. It's got double engines. This is just like asking for something like Cruella de Vil on crack. Now, there is some horror skills in the game, and this might be just the thing to have horror skills. Now, I'm not planning on having demons fly drive things, or the undead or anything like that. But it might be some really weird dude, you know? Looks pretty freaking cool. Looks pretty cool. It's got, Nosferatu written on the top of it. Now, of all these things, the thing I hate the most is taking them apart. I really dislike taking it apart. And the Wambulance that I took over the other day was old school. So it has metal bottom and metal top. So there's no way to get around it. You know, usually they have either the top is plastic or the bottom is plastic. So I'll either carve around the rivet or punch through the rivet if it's plastic, right? No, I'm just taking a break. I'm just taking a break from it. I mean, I did it for 2 years. I got 200 or so vehicles done. Like, I'm just taking a break. I want to film some games. And Nosferatu, of course. Well, that means it's going to have the whatever it's called, the boost. Okay. Then, same guy, Vintage Toy King, had all these things loose. But he had them in bags, which is smart because they don't look damaged. They look basically new. They're just not in a card. And that, if you have them in a big tray, then, they're not going to get damaged with each other. Okay. Ben's on fire today with the names. All right, so here's the first thing. I specifically bought this because I saw this. I'm like, I want a monster truck. I want a monster truck. And this one is of reasonable size. Usually they're like almost 1/48 scale big. I saw this. And I'm like, what are the graphics on here? It's like, oh, it's Pussyfoot. We got a cat here and a paw there. Pussyfoot. Besides, that name might bother some people, so it's all the more reason to say it. Besides, this is an opportunity to get some people watching this to grow some thicker skin. Maybe not you guys, but, we're here to have fun. Well, I am, anyways. All right. All this stuff is not available in stores, so let's take a look at it. We have a Porsche. These were all $1 a piece. I mean, obviously, we need to change the interior. I don't know what model Porsche it is. I could read the bottom. It doesn't really matter. Remember that gold Skyline? Well, now we got a purple one. It's basically brand new. It's just not in the card. Another bling mobile. What's this one got on the side of it? People rapping. This we talked about the other day that I had a, what was the Ford Ranchero? Well, this one's actually an Impala. So now we have both. Nice stripes on there. Got the engine all the way back here for some ridiculous reason. I'm pretty sure Impalas had front engine. The engine on the front. I'm not a fan of these vehicles, how they look, but they really work well for Gaslands. Another chrome interior. Yeah, that just won't do. Another bling mobile here. Some kind of a coupe. Nice selection of colors. Should work fine. Actually, I like the rims, everything. We just have to paint stuff on them. What else we got here? I have a exaggerated Mustang, so now we have an exaggerated, I believe this is a Chevelle. I get Chevelles and Pontiac GTOs mixed up. I mean, they're similar. I think this is a Chevelle. Chevelle's a little bit more angular front. This is a Golf. I believe this is a Golf GTI with Momo references on there. And some graphics already on it. Nice. This, I believe, is an RX-7. Got some nice racing graphics already on there. Oh, look, another green vehicle. We have a lot. They look good. I don't have a lot of white vehicles. All right. I have a van floating around here that's for the nerd burglars. So I saw this, I'm like, yep, Nerds in an X-Men truck. So they're gonna use some high-tech stuff. These might be the guys. Some of the guys use lasers and shit like that. You know, nerding about. Nerds in nobody wants to take responsibility for driving this thing. They might hurt somebody. Another Mini Cooper. I'm gonna have like 6 Mini Coopers. And I think I'm gonna call the Mini Coopers buggies. I think they're gonna be the buggy. They're gonna be in the buggy class. It's gonna make them really like little cockroaches. Except not like little cockroaches. I hate cockroaches. I'm not sure what vehicle this is. $1186 MJ. What the hell is 1186 MJ? It looks like it could be an Alpha? Maybe an Alpha. But it's got like some modernistic type art on there, so. And it's got a roundel that's white, just asking for me to put a number on it. So we will. This is an exaggerated bling mobile. And it has something on it which I really don't like at all, but I love making fun of it. I don't like anything that has a raised fist. This is going to be the fister. Might even have an adjective with the fister, but looks pretty cool actually. And it's brand new, other than, it's not on a card. Well, it's not. It's one more thing I don't have to throw away. Now, these that are on cards, I'm not going to be in a rush to take them off cards, but they take up a heck of a lot less space. This is like a big rig. He had like 4 of these. I decided to get this one was the most tame colored one, and I think you can use it as a mobile ramp in the game. I haven't built a ramp yet. This is like perfect to jump over shit. One of the girl mobiles. This is another Focus? I believe it's another Focus. In Miami Vice type livery. Told you I got a lot. Another little Luigi looking thing. This is a Fiat. A big tow truck for the bling folks. Bada bling! Bing bada bing, bling. Another Mini Cooper because, we only have 6. Already got racing livery. Already has some sponsors on there. They don't have any. They make decals of like sponsors and stuff I can add to them. I'm like, no. Oh, I saw this one. I'm like, got to do this one. We got the Union Jack on the roof. Getting to the end, folks. Thank goodness some of you guys need to get some sleep. Okay, this is another one of these fish and chipped ones, I believe. So this is some kind of Bentley, something like that. And then last but not least, I don't know what the hell this thing is. I'm going to take it out of the package. It is some kind of silver stallion looking thing. Well, there was a series of these that, like when they first brought the Mini Coopers back. Of course, this is a Morris Mini. When they brought them back, they had ones that had the rear, the side mirrors. They had like a Union Jack on the side mirrors. What vehicle is this? It is a 49 drag Merc. Oh, so it's a Mercury. It's a 49 Mercury. Okay. Yeah, this thing looks like it could take flight. Now, one thing I'm going to look, and that's all I got. Okay, yeah. So we got lots. We got lots. So, but again, you know, by the time you do the math and the time that I spent on gas, you could probably say that these were probably $2 a piece. And then, and that's about right. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff to work on, obviously, and none of this stuff we're doing before we're gonna finish what's on the table here. But anyhow, that's the big unboxing. How long did it took? An hour? Ultraman vehicles. Never seen it. We'll be back on tomorrow morning, and where we will work on Falco Rosso and Company. And continue. All right, folks. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you